Hello and welcome to Naivety Gaming. I'm your host Matt, and this is the 7th week of Cheap Weekly Nindies. If you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe. We are currently in our last week of our January series, where tomorrow we'll be releasing Breath of the Wild Wednesdays. Unfortunately, we will not have a video on Thursday, as I have run out of footage for Mario Kart with Gibbs, a little bit too early again. And we'll be back to our regular scheduled program, with Fridays being our gameplay Fridays with our Nintendo Switch gameplay of Super Mario Bros. Ultimate coming out on Friday, as well as our, Cheap Weekly Nindies coming back on next week Tuesday as well, so stay tuned for all of those. Cheap Weekly Nindies is where I browse the Nintendo eShop and find games that have been released in the past week for $10 or less. And this week there have been a lot of games that have been released. Most notably, let's see what are kind of our highlights. One of which is called Inops, which kind of looks like a world of goo combined with Ori and the Blind Forest. Swords and Soldiers, which I'm very happy to see on here on the eShop. I'm really confused why Ranimo. I'm confused why Ranimo Games didn't release Swords and Soldiers 2 for the Switch, but they went with their original one, that it really hasn't been kept up to date as of recently. What else? So Doodle God, Evolution? Doodle God. I am just not speaking properly today. Doodle God is actually quite interesting, fun game, as you would imagine it would be, I think around this point. And then Smite came out, so... Oh, as well as Goat Simulator, the Game of the Year version. And I believe that is about it for this week. So, a bunch of games. I want to say about half of them are within our $10 or less categories, so more than enough games you can pick out and choose for your pleasure. But the game that I've chosen for this week is a game called SmuggleCraft by Happy Badger Studio. SmuggleCraft is normally $10 and is currently on sale for 70% off, so it's currently $3, and that sale ends next Monday, so make sure to pick up this game between now and next Monday so you can get a great $10 game for only $3. SmuggleCraft is an ever-changing environment, procedurally generated racetracks video game with characters and consequence. Everyone has a story. So again, this is developed by Happy Badger Studios, so let us check out SmuggleCraft. Hello and welcome to SmuggleCraft by Happy Badger Studio. So where do we even start with this game? I guess I could show you the first mission or two of the campaign, but then I also do want to run you through a quick race, because this game is definitely very interesting in what it does with the quick race perspective. So, to our initial campaign. A little backstory: you are a smuggler in the future of some time. You're a well-known pilot, and to pick up some extra pay, you decided to pick up some other rather odd jobs. So let us begin with our first mission.
Looks like you need some help getting off the ground.
A little bit of a disclaimer: this game is very good in a lot of different respects. Graphically, musically, sound effects are really good when they're there. I feel like that they could have used some more sound effects. One of the big glaring things that I did notice is their lack of great voice acting. So, apart from that little tidbit, I think this game is pretty spectacular in a lot of different regards. So, ignoring the voice acting, so, getting yourself off the ground,
Don't worry.
accept your job, you'll give you some money for hovercraft. Let's do a quick tutorial. So with our Joy-Con here, you've got your bumpers for strafes, the Z, L buttons for your brake and gas, or you could use the A and B button for gas and brake. You could also use the D-pad down here for movement, and you can use the joystick on the right side for your strafing. So, let's start this up, and we are off. So again, like I said, the graphics are pretty awesome. They have a really cool, kind of low poly effect kind of graphics, and some really good shaders. It's just really cool of a game. So if you can tell, you basically literally looked like one of those air raft craft things that you can use on top of rivers or whatever, but this is just simply a floating craft. Please note, down in the bottom right corner, you do actually have a little bit of a map that gives you just a tiny bit of input on where some of the track is going. However, you know, in some of the more quick race gameplay, where you're using procedural generated kind of maps, it is quite helpful, but sometimes too it's quite hard to discern or more or less find differences between the path you're on and some walls around some corners and whatnot. So noticing what the tutorial is telling us, your ship has limited shields and health points. So for example, you've got those guys there, and I'll start dealing some damage there. So let's strafe all the way around them. So here's one of the big points about kind of the, what do you want to call it, with a quick race, is that there are those kind of boost points where they'll give you additional energy to keep moving forward. If you pass them just slightly, you'll get a little bit of energy. However, if you go right through them, they'll give you an additional boost as well as a lot of energy. They'll just fill you right up to the top. So is this guy saying here that you have until sundown before you can make your next payment, which I haven't gotten that far yet, so we'll see what that means. I'm not sure if we'll go as far forward as playing so many different missions that will get to that point, but we'll see what we can do with it. So I'll take this individual here with questionable legality, an easy race. So let's do this. I do find that, you know, the load times are there. However, in the campaign, they're not too bad. In the quick races, they can be anywhere between, you know, 15-25 seconds. Because it is generating a whole new map. As, you know, kind of with how the quick race works and with the campaign, there's no countdown timer. You just hold the gas when you're ready. So I'll just kind of quickly pass these guys. I should make note that I am on the easy difficulty. There are two different difficulties. There's roguelike and then there's easy. Roguelike is if you die, well, that's it. Your campaign ends. That's the end of your story. Well, easy is if you fail a mission, you know, you can just go back to level select, and not too bad of a system there. So let's see if we can pass this guy here. Okay, we did run into that energy orb, didn't realize that we did. I'll pick up some health points, even though that we already have some. I also do want to point down in the bottom right corner, you've got that little thing down there, that little meter. That is some actually, I want to say that's your braking energy, because you hold down the brake and it drains you, and then you can bring it back up. And I'm trying to figure out what else it would be for, and I'm not seeing much of a difference there. So the really cool thing about this game is the amount of different environments that it has. As you saw with the first area, I can't actually remember what it was, but it's kind of similar to this, if I recall correctly. Kind of like a deserty planet of some variety. Race 3 gets pretty intriguing. I want to say it was this one. So with Race 3, I believe it's just yet another race. However, it includes some pretty fun and really cool looking weather elements. So we are actually on a snowy planet, kind of going across a little bit of a river there. Should be able to pass this guy no problem. One of the other things I do want to make is, as I was talking about the weather elements before, I remember a snowy planet where it was a lot brighter, there was a lot more I am just not able to speak today, reflections, and there's actually quite a bit of rain going on as well. I believe we're getting to that point right around here-ish. But again, too, the low poly with the, you know, high quality shaders just makes this game really pop out against some of the other competition that it has in this eShop marketplace. And for only $3 currently, there's not a whole lot you can argue about. Yeah, the voice acting isn't great. Yes, there's quite a minimal amount of sound effects where you would probably want some more engine noises. Yeah, it would be kind of fun to, you know, have some additional boosts that you could hold down, kind of like a nitrous. Yeah, you could have some specific lines that tell you exactly where to go through the map. I mean, but these are kind of picky kinds of things.
You're a smuggler. I need your help. I've been leading a
So we're you know, just helping regain power in society, getting some upgrades as potential rewards, or at least opening up that option to get upgrades, if so be it. So now we're in an even more deserty and windy environment. Rather than it being sunny and kind of tan and purples and whatnot, this is just windy and dark and brown and lots of red. And some green, actually. So the amount of, you know, weather elements that this game has to offer, as well as different environments, is really, really cool and very unique. As we're going through the campaign, all the levels, I believe, have been already mapped out and predetermined. And the interesting part is that the quick race, I believe all of the levels are procedurally generated. So if you want to test your ability to navigate brand new tracks, I would definitely recommend the quick race. And we'll definitely do one in a little bit just to show you guys what the quick race has to offer. Most races, I want to say, including the campaign, are going to be timed for just under 2 minutes if you're doing full throttle and you're really not jumping off those ledges. So we should be close to about halfway there, if not more than half. And one of the things that I did really want to point out, because I am very sonically minded, as I will have a music major degree when I graduate college, is that this game offers, they really did their job and did their justice with getting good music in this game, because it's like an EDM / electronic involved with jazz influences, and it really stands out against all the other soundtracks or what these other games. It's very dramatic, very epic, and I just love it so much. So we have completed the quest, we have unlocked some parts, so let's go to our upgrade section by hitting our Y button on our joypad. Yes, I would like to take the tutorial because I'm, you know, new to this as well. Each ship upgrade needs the required materials or credits to build. Looks like you have some from your past contracts. I do. Each hovercraft parts gives different stat boosts. Press the X button to preview the part. So this guy... Okay, switch back to overview. Okay, they're just telling me that I have to choose it. Now the part is in the inventory. So the body needs a cockpit. In order to use, press R to browse cockpits. So I guess we'll just choose this one as well. Equip the Watcher's Eye. Sweet ride. There are many different areas of your ship that you can upgrade. Different parts affect different stats of your hovercraft. There are even some parts out there where you just can't craft just yet. Keep an eye out for schematics while you're smuggling. Alright, we can now, you know, we can now upgrade, and we can use an extra Exto Hunter as a body. So we'll do nose, engine, stabilizers. Huh. So all of these are a lot of different options you can take to upgrading your kind of specific craft of your choice. As you can tell, obviously, the later you go on, the more expensive parts get, and the more, you know, sets that they have. So let's go... What was that one? That was kind of our original one. Aha! And cockpits... Yeah, we don't have much there. So let's return to the quest select. We have a couple of new parts that we can choose. That's fine. So now that the payment is now due at sundown, we have a couple more missions to go through. However, I will actually go out of the campaign to show you guys what I'm talking about in the quick race. I know that this episode's going to be pretty long as far as in comparison to some of our other Cheap Weekly Nindies that I've reviewed in the past. However, this game, like I said, has a lot to offer, so it'll be at least in our best interest to see what it has to offer. Being a $3 game, I'm very impressed with the amount of content and the amount of stuff you can do in this game. So we have procedurally generated a brand new world. Let's hold gas to charge, and let's go on with our brand new ship that we have upgraded and created in the campaign. So I'm noticing that our ship here has actually more energy than our old ship from the original campaign. And I have no idea where I'm going right now. So hold on, let me get my bearings around here. Gonna go around this corner. And go around here. There we go, now we're out in the open. So unfortunately, I've used a lot of energy in that spot. We'll hopefully get some boost here. There we go. Got some boost, good to go. So I was worried about with the original kind of body that we had that this game would be a little bit too slow, almost. But there again too, I forgot that there was upgraded parts that you could use from the campaign that really improves the speed and the interest and the level of enjoyability that you can get from this game. So we can really use some of those health points. I don't know about you guys. And here we are, we're going, I believe we're getting close to the finish line now in this really cool, unique, kind of mountainy, more or less snowy area, snowy environment, as you may. We'll go through this tunnel here, collect some points. I'm still not getting many health points, unfortunately. And there we are. Across the finish line in 1 minute and 49 seconds. So of course, with the quick race, you do have the custom race, where they actually do have, I believe, some multiplayer. So you've got, you know, short track length of 1.5 minutes, medium, and then long to 5 minute. Difficulty of easy, moderate, and difficult, extremely difficult, and death trap. Authorities, kind of like your police. Engine speed, slow, starter, fast, overdrive, campaign. I'll do 2. And we can, let's kind of go to sundown. I'd like to see kind of what this has got. I'd like to see how the authorities, how we bear against them. Alright, we are towards the dusk and nighttime. We've got 2 other racers. Let's go. So we are in a medium track length of 3 minutes or thereabouts. Where in this, again, this is very much so procedurally generated, so I have no idea what's going on. So we've got 2 other racers. I'm not really keeping up all that well, so I believe that, probably should have kept an eye on that when choosing the difficulty. However, you know, faster racers do make for a more enjoyable, a more challenging experience rather than just winning, you know? So they did stop there for a reason that I don't know, but I'll continue going forward now that I am in first place. I did turn authorities on, and maybe it'll come around soon enough, I'm not sure. Maybe those racers were stopped by authorities and I just completely passed through it and didn't see what happened. So we have reached a minute lawn. Oh, we've reached a minute in time length. It's taken me 10 seconds to say that. So again, we'll continue on going forward in this very cool, dusk, cavernous, mountainous environment going forward. So like I said, I thought I turned authorities on, and apparently it didn't really show up there, unfortunately. Got a first place, that's nice to know. Nice to know that I did quite well in that experience. So again, too, there's the multiplayer function. You know, quick play and custom settings for your more custom-related race that you want. And there are even Trek creators. I haven't really used it, and I don't really think that there would be much of I don't think that that would be something that I would really use, but that's a completely open option for all of you more creative-minded individuals out there. So there's tops, recents, all those kind of different tracks made by other community members, just like you guys, if you so dare to go into the track creator. So that was SmuggleCraft by Happy Badgers Studios. If you like this content, make sure to like and subscribe, and leave a comment down below if you enjoyed this longer episode or longer format of Cheap Weekly Nindies, where I really dive into each and every game and tell you each minute detail and everything you could ever want to know about this game. Or if you really like the old-fashioned format where it's just get in, get out, you're in for 10 minutes or less. Like I said, leave a comment down below on which format that you've appreciated with Cheap Weekly Nindies. That was our 7th episode of Cheap Weekly Nindies, and I can't wait to see you guys next week in the 8th week of Cheap Weekly Nindies. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye!